Hey there folks, John here, and we are in the middle of the Christmas shopping season, and of course that season kicks off with Black Friday, which I know was a couple weeks ago. I'm a little bit late on this, but bear with me. Instead of just telling you guys what I got on Black Friday, I decided to go ahead and, you know what, let's just rank my purchases on Black Friday on a scale of 1 to 10 and see how satisfied I am with each of them. I've actually had some time to play them and get used to them, so here we go. Okay, so, Black Friday, obviously, we all like to go to the stores. Well, I don't know if anybody likes to go to the stores. That seems like a bad idea. And I actually did. I went to Best Buy, and I stood in a line, and I tried to get Disgaea 5, because they were selling it for 20 bucks. And it was the only game that was out, even though I was there, like, when the doors opened. I'm pretty sure they may have only had, like, 2 in the store, and I saw one walking to the register while I was on the way back to the shelf. I was tempted by Dragon Ball Xenoverse, a couple of those other things, but I just walked out empty-handed there. So then I ended up getting most of my Black Friday deals online, and I actually got them during the week before Black Friday as well, by looking in some pretty unusual places. But basically, I just wanted to go ahead and rank all the stuff I got. I'll tell you where I got it, I'll tell you how much I got it for, and that's kind of how this is going to go. So first, we're actually going to do a bonus item that I didn't get on Black Friday, but I got it at a flea market for $1, and that one is Elebits for the Wii. If you've not played this game, it's kind of an interesting little, what would you call it? Kind of on-rail shooter for the Wii. It's not a big game, it's kind of a tech demo, but for $1, totally worth it. Like I said, got it at a flea market. It was actually in the shrink wrap still, so nobody had ever played it before. You can see it has a little scuff right there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that was through the shrink wrap. But this is basically brand new, unopened. And I got it for $1, and it's actually pretty good. It's a nice little hidden gem. If you ever run across it, definitely worth, I don't know, $3-4 if you're just interested in Wii stuff. But onto the stuff that I actually bought on Black Friday. First of all, we have the Final Fantasy X 10-2 for my Vita. This is actually the first physical Vita game I've ever bought, because, you know, I just got a Vita, which is very nice. And this is actually my bottom choice. Not because I don't like Final Fantasy X. I do, and it's an awesome game. And, it came with the art cards and everything. So it actually came pretty much CIB. One problem is, though, and this is totally my fault for not reading the note on the front there. I don't know if you can see that note right there. Camera's not focusing on it. But anyways, I'll read it to you. It says that Final Fantasy X-2 is only available as a digital download. Well, I went to try and redeem the digital download code, which you guys can see it, I don't care, because somebody else redeemed it before I ever got to it. So really, instead of buying Final Fantasy X and X-2 for $10, I bought Final Fantasy X HD for $10, which is fine. I have X-2 on the PS2, and I never got more than like 2 hours into it, so it's not a huge loss for me, but that was kind of a bummer. Again, I'm not going to take it back because I got it at a used game store, Digital Press Games up in New Jersey. They were having 33% off of everything in the store, which was pretty sweet. So ended up getting it for like, I don't know, a little less than $10 actually. So I mean, I'm still okay with that purchase, but it's definitely my bottom one. My next worst one, which not really worst, but just not really that exciting, is I got a Black Label Duck Hunt, which normally it's $3. You can see right there, that's Digital Press Games. I got it for $2 because 33% off. Which is about as much as I was going to pay for this, but I didn't have the Black Label Duck Hunt by itself, so went ahead and just bought it. So there we go. There's that one. Next, we have Cave Story Plus. I got this from the Gamefly used game sale that they were having on Black Friday, or not Black Friday. They started out Black Friday week, like on Sunday, and put a bunch of their used stuff up online for a discount, which was pretty cool. I was never going to pay full price for this, which is like $30, just because I played Cave Story before. It's a great game if you've never played this platformer. It's kind of a Metroidvania, story-heavy platformer, which is pretty good. It also has this really, really cool soundtrack on a little mini disc, which mini discs are cool. And then also, it actually has an instruction booklet. And I'll do this so you guys can see it. But you can see it's full color instruction booklet. Very, very cool release. But honestly, I don't love Cave Story enough where I was going to pay full price for this. So normally I think it's $30 new. I got it for $20. And if you want to get anything from Gamefly used, what they do when they get games is they just take them out of the case and set the cases and stuff aside, and then they don't touch them until they're ready to sell the game again. So whenever you get a used game from GameFly, you usually get a case and manual that's basically like it was when they bought it from the store. So that's pretty cool. It's always a safe bet buying from GameFly. And that's been pretty good. Next, we've got Tearaway for the Vita, which I got because I got two Joy-Con grip thingies. Not grip thingies, I don't know what you call these things. These little things that go on the end of the Joy-Con, the wrist straps, I think that's what they're called. I got two of those, and GameStop was doing buy one, get one, or buy two, get one free on pre-owned stuff. So I just threw Tearaway in. And yeah, it's a really cool game. Very interesting. Very good use of the Vita's, pretty much all the Vita's features, which is pretty cool. Camera and the touchscreen on the back and all that. So very cool game. Very exciting. Another one from the GameFly sale, Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 for $10. One of the reasons this is pretty low on my list of stuff that I got is because they just announced this for the Switch, which makes me sad because I would have rather bought it for the Switch, but that's okay. Now I have it for the PS4, which is fine. I'll just remote play it on my Vita. Oops. Next one is Disgaea 5. I absolutely love the Disgaea series, but the reason why this one is kind of in the middle of the pack for me is because I worked really hard to try and get it for $20 from Best Buy, even both online and in store. Ended up not being able to do it, but I did get it for $35 from Target, which is still cheaper. It's almost half price. It's cheaper than I'm going to find it anywhere else, and it was one that I was going to buy eventually, so it's good to get it. It's got a pretty cool alternate cover there as well. But anyways, so Disgaea 5. If you've never played keep dropping these. If you've never played the Disgaea series, definitely worth playing. Strategy RPGs, really funny. Totally doesn't take itself seriously. Next we have A Boy and His Blob. I've been looking for a clean label copy of this game for forever. And when I went into Digital Press, I wasn't really there to spend a ton of money, but I went straight to the NES section, and there's like 6 or 7 games that I have on my short list where I immediately look for them every time I see a stack of games, and they had pulled like everything out. They had a ton of awesome stuff. But this one is a really clean label version of A Boy and His Blob, and I was able to grab it. And actually, a funny story, I grabbed this, and then there was a guy that walked up behind me, and I guess he was gunning for it too, but he had started at the other end of the NES stack, and he figured, oh, nobody else is going to want A Boy and His Blob. Well, I did. So the one bummer for this one is I got it home, and the part of the cartridge right there, I don't know if you guys can see that, like, cracked off a little bit when I opened it up to clean it, which I really didn't even need to open it up to clean it because it kind of looked like it had never been played before. But if you've never played A Boy and His Blob, interesting little I don't know what you would call this, an adventure game. Yeah, it's an adventure puzzle game. It's really good for the NES. They actually did a remake of it, which has now been released on several different eShops, PS4 and all that other stuff. But definitely worth picking up. You can usually get it pretty cheap. And the remake has a hug button. You can hug the blob. So that alone is worth having the game for. I don't know of any other games that have a hug button in them. But anyways, A Boy and His Blob for the NES. Really happy I got that. My next one I'm going to do kind of together. I was able to do the GameStop buy one get one free, or buy two get one free, to get 2 more Joy-Con, which I really wanted. And then what I did with that is I went ahead and threw in ARMS. So I got ARMS for like $20. I was never going to pay more than like $20-30 for this game, but this is my number 3 pick because my son and I have had a ton of fun with this game. I'm actually really glad that I got it. I did the test punch. I wasn't super impressed. I was kind of on the fence. But after having the game, it seems like there's a lot of features in it that I didn't realize there were. A lot of game modes and stuff. So I'm really, really happy I got this one. This is a great game. Honestly, I wouldn't have minded paying full price for it, but I had to play it for a little while to really appreciate it. But this is my number 3 pick. Really fun game. And then from the GameFly sale, the other one I got was Super Bomberman R. Now, this one has gotten a lot of mixed reviews on Beat 'em Ups and RGT85 and all those other channels. But honestly, I had a ton of fun with it. I don't know necessarily what the issues are. I mean, now I got it for $25 from that GameFly sale. So, you know, I got it. It looks brand new. I don't really know what the issue is. I mean, I guess maybe people just didn't feel like there was enough content there for a $60 game, which, okay, maybe I can get that. But anyways, we've had a ton of fun with this game. And so this is my number 2. And then my number 1, and I would actually I know I'm probably going to get flack for this, but I've actually had more fun with this game than I have with Super Mario Odyssey, which I was actually looking forward to way more. And that's Mario and Rabbids. I didn't expect this game to be this good, but it's just super funny and super charming. And whether or not you like the Rabbids, that's kind of a personal preference thing, and I can't do anything about that. But the Rabbids I don't love the Rabbids, but they're not like offensive to me. And they don't make me not want to play the game, but they've done a really good job of just toning down their stupidity and just making them kind of charming and funny in this game. But the gameplay is awesome. The soundtrack is awesome. I'm actually enjoying the music in this one more than I did Super Mario Odyssey, which, again, I know is probably going to annoy some people. But I thought Super Mario Odyssey soundtrack, other than like a few standout songs, was actually really, really subpar for a Mario series. But that said, yeah, been having a ton of fun with this one. If you find this thing, I mean, I would recommend picking it up at full price. I think it's worth it. But if you find this thing on sale, which actually there are a lot of sales going on right now with this, for $30 or less, I mean, pick it up right away. This is an awesome, awesome game. If you like strategy games, it's kind of a lightweight strategy game. It's a lot of strategy games like Disgaea get really hard really fast. That's not really this. I hear it does get really hard at the end. But you'll get a lot of playtime out of it before you get there if you're not used to strategy games, and it's just super charming and super fun. So those are my Black Friday pickups. I really enjoyed going out and hunting and finding what I could, but that's about all I got for this time. I'll have another video up shortly with maybe some tips on how to get some stuff that if you still are looking for some Christmas presents or something like that, like a SNES Classic or a Switch or something like that. I can't talk right now. Try to do some stuff to give people some resources so that they maybe won't have such a hard time finding some of the stuff that they're looking for. But until then, that's about it for me, and I'll see you guys next time.